Welcome Jenna Olson to the stage.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming to the gala this year. My name is Jenna Olson, and I'm a junior here at MICC. I grew up in Duluth, Minnesota with my parents Corey and Diane, my brother Nick, and my sister Taylor. We also have 2 ankle biter dogs named Oscar and Henry. Oscar is the nervous, anxious dog, and Henry is the attack first and ask questions later kind of a dog. My mom says that I learned to talk through music. Some of my first words came on a road trip to my grandparents' house. My mom says I asked her, "Do you know the Muffin Man?" My mom then responded, "The Muffin Man?" And we went through most of the song that way. I grew up listening to country music. You can thank my dad for getting me hooked. My family has many funny stories about me dancing to a Kenny Chesney song or a George Strait song. I've loved being in water since as long as I can remember. Water is my comfort zone. I took lessons at the Y before joining the Duluth YMCA swim team. In high school, I swam for the Dunfeld swim team. Every practice was hard, but I never said I didn't want to do it. It didn't matter to me who I was swimming against. I just loved being a part of a team and loved being in the water. Swimming also helped me focus on and organize my thoughts, feelings, and emotions. In elementary school, I was given the diagnosis of anxiety and ADHD. It was suggested that I had autism, but my parents, teachers, and support staff held off because they didn't want me labeled as autistic. Because they held back on that diagnosis, I got in a lot of trouble as I transitioned into middle school. Having anxiety has affected my life the most. It's a day-to-day occurrence for me. When I was younger, my anxiety would take over my head, and I could not focus on anything except what was making me anxious. I had many random fears and obsessions, such as thunderstorms, tornadoes, or something as simple as toilets flushing. It made life pretty interesting. It still happens to this day, but I have learned how to distract myself from getting to that point by taking deep breaths, singing a song in my head, or just taking a walk to calm myself down. Having ADHD was hard growing up. My parents practically tore their hair out trying to get me to do the work I needed to do. And math was the worst. My thoughts jumped from one thing to the next in lightning speed. Again, my family could talk for hours about me being in my own little world, not aware of my surroundings, and doing little finger movements. In 5th grade, I wrote a poem called "I Am Silly and Funny." I don't remember writing the poem, and I think at that time I really thought I was being silly and funny when I wrote it. Now it shows a picture of what was really going on in my mind at that time. The poem goes like this. I am Jenna. I am silly and funny. I wonder how pipes get water. I hear the markers talking. I see a bear wearing a disguise. I want to be a famous singer. I am silly and funny. I pretend to be walking on water. I feel good about being visible. I touch chalking chairs. I worry about my brother scaring me. I cry when a member of my family dies. I am silly and funny. I understand how people get water. I say I will reach my dream. I worry that a tornado will hit Duluth. I try my hardest to focus. I hope my dream comes true. I am silly and funny. At the start of 6th grade, my life changed. I got in a lot of trouble. I fell behind in school socially and academically. I started to fail school. I had to deal with bullying on a daily basis. I didn't understand what was happening around me, and I was reacting in inappropriate ways. For example, one day in math class, I stole a Jolly Rancher. A student saw me take it and wanted to tell the teacher. so I threw it directly into his eye. After escaping into another class, I was called into the office and given in-school suspension. With more testing, a new diagnosis was given to me: autism. Once we knew what was going on, I started to receive the help that I needed. My case manager, social worker, speech therapist, teachers, and my parents taught me a lot with how to act socially, what to do in stressful situations, and how to better manage my emotions. My family became active, day-to-day participants with my homework and school projects, and that was painful for all of us. But we got the job done. I started 7th grade with a parent at my side, watching my every move and helping me self-direct. I ended 8th grade mostly independent and successful. The tools used in middle school also helped a lot in high school. Because I got the help I needed, I graduated high school in 2017 with my class. I had no idea what I wanted to do after I graduated. My mom found MLC at a resource fair at my high school. She further investigated online and was wowed by the program. My first impression was, why would they put a school in an apartment complex? When I came for my official interview/tour, my now friend Evan Scanlon told me that once you come to MICC, you're part of the family forever. I'm very glad that I chose to come to MICC because had I not, I probably would be doing nothing right now instead of speaking to all you amazing people. If I stood here and talked about everything that MICC has taught me over the past 2 years, I'd be here till next week. So instead, I wanted to tell you about the 3 most important things I have learned so far: independence, patience, and respect. Independence is one of the biggest goals I've had for my life. I have made huge strides towards independence here at MICC. I'm cooking meals by myself, doing my own laundry, cleaning my apartment, and learning how to ride and navigate different bus routes. I'm in charge of handling my own money. I'm learning the skills I need to be successful in a job setting thanks to practicum. You know that saying, patience is a virtue? I practice patience every day, from dealing with roommates, to balancing friendships, to just helping solve a simple conflict. I have so much respect for the staff here. They deal with pretty much everything under the sun when working with people who have ASD. I've learned to respect that everyone is different and that everyone has their own way of thinking and processing things. One of the amazing opportunities that MICC gave me was working for Camp Friendship as a cabin counselor. It was my first job experience ever. Working there exposed me to many different disabilities, personalities, and behaviors. My favorite activity was the campfire extravaganza. The activity counselors would dress up in funny costumes and sing camp songs. Not to brag, but I was also a pro at the camp songs. I'm glad I worked there last summer. This year, through MICC, I was given the awesome opportunity to become a mentor for high school students on the autism spectrum. The program is called Autism Mentorship Program, or AMP. AMP is a first-of-its-kind program designed by adults with autism for youth with autism to provide enrichment and companionship to both. Every Tuesday, we go to Kennedy High School in Bloomington. I love being a mentor. It's crazy for me to think that I could have a positive impact on someone who is younger than me and also has autism. The certificate program that I chose this year is Health Services. Health Services is all about taking care of people and making sure their needs are met. We go to practicum at Walker Methodist Care Suites at Ebenezer York Gardens. Both of them are senior care facilities. Our main tasks at Walker are delivering lunch trays to the residents, escorting residents to and from the lunchroom, and keeping the residents company. The main task we do at Ebenezer is hang out with the residents in memory care. We help lead activities such as balloon volleyball, card games, or just going for a walk. I love being a student here at MICC. Some of my favorite classes include Transportation Essentials and Real Food for Real Life. In Real Food for Real Life, my instructor Jake helps me make a meal for my roommates every week. Some meals include homemade barbecue chicken wings, breaded shrimp, and hamburgers. My favorite electives are swim club, summit, and hockey club. I love swim club because swimming is my life. Summit is a leadership class that increases leadership skills and helped me become a camp counselor. I like hockey club because hockey is awesome. I am one of the only people who not only wears figure skates instead of hockey skates, but can also score a few goals. I've definitely come a long way since middle and high school. Now having the opportunity to attend MICC and live a successful life is a dream come true. As for my future, I hope to join the community program, live in an apartment with roommates, and keep a successful job. I hope to find a job in the health services field, but I don't know where that would be quite yet. Now for the fun part, the thank yous. I have hundreds of people I want to give a shout out to, but I don't have time for that. To all the staff at Nettleton Elementary, North Star Academy, and Dunfeld High School, I know I wasn't the easiest kid to work with, but I am very thankful that you stuck through it all with me. Special shout outs to Lisa Bergman, John Schmidt, and Sherry Walker. Thank you all for paving the way to my future. To my brother and sister, thanks for adding humor to my life. Thanks for all your help with school projects, homework, and math tests. I know that I can count on you to help me through anything. To all my friends back home in Duluth, thank you for being my friends. Thank you to all the faculty and staff members at MICC. I wouldn't be where I am today without you. I wouldn't be up here giving a speech without all your encouragement. And lastly, to my mom and dad, thank you for being my #1 supporters throughout my entire life. You taught me how to be myself, how to stand up for myself, and that nothing is too hard for me to handle. To close out my speech, I want to say a line from the Kenny Chesney song, American Kids. We're a little messed up, but we're all right. Thank you and good night.